going? It's Ollie again. Just thought I'd talk about my trip to London on Garuda, Indonesia, back in '98. Now, it was 5 stops. You know, it was one plane, but it was 5 stops. It was a hell of a trip. There was, got up in the morning, stayed at one of my dad's friends' places, got a lift to the airport, go through all the security stuff, get on the plane, and it was old school. Like, you could smoke up the back. There was, as long as you're up the back of the plane, you could smoke. I wasn't smoking at the time, but I was sitting up the back in the smoking section. And they were letting me get on the piss. I was 16 years old. And they were serving up drinks, so I was drinking them. So it took about 7-8 hours from Sydney to Denpasar, Bali, and for those 8 hours I was I was putting away them beers. I was drinking Bintang, the Bali beer. I was on the Bintangs. So I spent 8 hours getting on it. But I didn't feel that pissed. But I was on it. And there's a lady sitting, across the aisle, and she was popping sleeping pills and drinking to get through this flight. And so we all get off arrive in Denpasar, and go through all the security and stuff. There's a big sign that says, because we had stopped there for like 6 hours, there's a sign. It was a red background with white writing, and it was very clear that if you're caught taking drugs, like, if you're a drug mule and you're hauling drugs through there, it's death penalty. Like, very clear. And I might have been blind drunk, but I could read that sign. And actually, I didn't feel that pissed, but I'd had a few. And we, instead of hanging around the airport for 6 hours waiting for the next plane, or to get back on the plane, Dad thought, fuck it, let's go and have a look, see what's out there. And so we leave. As soon as we leave the fucking door, like, there's a big sign saying fucking death penalty for fucking drugs. And as soon as we fucking leave the door, some guy comes up and they're selling like sticks of hashish, like big fucking blocks of hashish. Like, here, buy, yeah, good. Like, straight away. The door hadn't even shut behind us to the airport, and this dude's trying to sell us a stick of fucking hashish. Yeah, so we passed on the stick of hashish, but what happened was, like, the airport's air conditioned is nice and cool. Get out into the fucking hot sun, and it was fucking hot, and it just, like, all of a sudden I became pissed. Like, I was fucking blind, right? Best way to travel, So we get a taxi, and this woman decides to tag along, the one that's been on the sleeping pills and on the booze. She's on it too. She comes along with me and my dad. We get in this taxi. It was like a crazy little drive. It was like packed out with cars, but it was like flowing, it was free flowing. Little minivan thing. We get out, on the street somewhere. I don't know where the fuck we were. And I just had my passport and wallet and stuff, but the luggage was still on the plane, right? So I have a look around, and Garuda, that's it. So we're walking down the street, and there's like street vendors everywhere, like hawkers, people trying to fucking sell you shit. And they were pretty hard to shake. Like, as soon as you fucking looked at anybody sideways with these fucking 50 fake Rolexes and, you know, wallets and shit, they won't leave you alone. They're fucking just onto you. Well, this is the way it felt. Because I was, you know, under the weather. And so we keep walking along. The motherfuckers behind us still trying to sell us shit, not interested. And we're looking for a beach, Garuda Beach. Found the beach. Still got people chasing to try and sell some shit. And we get to the beach, and yeah, there's people on surfboards surfing, trying to catch a wave. It wasn't like that. The swell was not that big though. But I did notice the water was rather brown. It wasn't nice and clear and blue like, you know, say Byron Bay or something, or even the whole east coast of Australia. The water's nice and blue. Now that water was kind of murky and brown, so it kind of put me off going for a swim. I'm not swimming in murky brown seawater. I don't give a shit. Alright, so get there on the beach, and like there's just like I got surrounded by all these people like trying to sell me stuff. I was literally 360 degrees around me. I had a mob of people trying to sell me shorts, trying to sell me t-shirts, trying to sell me watches, trying to sell me whatever, jiggy as well. They're trying to sell me a bit of jiggy, which at the time I couldn't handle it. I was fucking losing it. And they're all around me, jiggy, buy, sell, fucking whatever, going nuts. And I'm like freaking out a little bit. And this woman, who's tagging along with us, she's negotiating. I look over and she's negotiating with someone else to buy some stuff. And she's actually negotiating in the wrong currency. Like because it's rupiah, Indonesian rupiah. She was obviously off her head, and she was saying some other currency, so she's negotiating in the wrong currency. You know, it was quite amusing. And I look over, like looking, where the hell's my dad? You know, because I can't handle this sea of people around me. And like some cunt's trying to fucking steal my jacket as well. I've never been back to Bali after this experience. It was enough for me. Like, some fucker's trying to like steal my jacket and shit, right? I needed my jacket because I was going to the UK. I needed a jacket. This motherfucker was trying to actually pull my jacket off me on the beach. I was like, fuck off, you know, like I started getting shitty with him. Because it's not cool, you know. Imagine walking down the street anywhere in Sydney and just mobbing somebody for fucking trying to buy stuff, and you're trying to steal their jacket and shit. And, you know, they were a little bit of aggression, like in their way that they approached it as well. I didn't find it was like, there was no jovial banter about it. It was like an aggressive sell, you know, and then trying to take my fucking jacket too. Like, that's straight up going to rub me up the wrong way. And so I look over and my dad's sitting down, laying down, getting a massage. Some girl massaging him. And I'm getting fucking mobbed and surrounded by all these people. So I broke out of the crowd. I went over to Dad and said, I want to get the fuck out of here. I've had enough. I want to go back to the airport. I'm fucking over this shit already. I'd only been there 20 minutes, half an hour maybe. I'd had it. And fucking people all over me. So, you know, after a bit of fucking coaxing him up from his massage, this dad decides, okay, we'll go back to the airport. And so we go back to the airport and have a feed, get back on the plane. That lady, she missed the plane. That lady that came with us, she fucking wasn't there when the back on the plane taking off. And so she missed the plane. We start flying. The next stop was supposed to be Jakarta, but we couldn't land because Jakarta there were like big riots or something and like civil unrest. And we actually flew over Jakarta and we could see like smoke and shit, like, you know, the place was, you know, getting torn apart down below. So we couldn't stop at Jakarta airport and have a look around there. Flew to Bangkok, didn't do fuck all at Bangkok, hung around the airport some more. But it just starts dragging out after a while, you know what I mean? It put me off international travel, really. Like, this many stops and just the amount of time it took. Get back on the plane. The next stretch was Bangkok to Abu Dhabi. And Abu Dhabi, that stretch there did my head in. That stretch from Bangkok to Abu Dhabi sort of killed the whole wanting to fly thing for me. It just dragged and dragged and dragged. I didn't enjoy being stuck in this plane. It just seemed to go on and on and on. Get off the plane, greeted with, you know, Abu Dhabi, it's like a big fucking bathroom. You know, it's like big bath tiles everywhere. It's very nice, very cool. As in, like, the air temperature and that was really nice. They had guys meet and greeting you with AK-47s. It was pretty cool. And so we hang around there, I think we get something to eat, and then get back on the plane. And this is like, you know, 2 days of fucking flying and traveling, no sleep. But I maintained my drinking the whole way. Fucking oath I did. And then went from Abu Dhabi to Frankfurt. Next stop was Frankfurt. And by the time we got to Frankfurt, we pull in there and we had to stay on the plane. We were greeted in Frankfurt, Germany with, welcome to Frankfurt, do not get off the plane. So welcome, but don't get off. So welcome, but don't get off. So we're stuck on this plane for like 4 hours, docked in fucking Frankfurt. And that pissed my dad off, being an Englishman, being told by a German not to get off the plane. It rubbed him up the wrong way. He was not happy. And he actually went upstairs into the first class and had to sleep. And all the toilets were blocked. So all the toilets in the plane started blocking up. It was a fucking cesspit. It really was. It fucking stank. It was, you know, it was not a good experience, you know, but I just kept the beer coming. So, I mean, I was pretty stoked. So Dad's up in first class sleeping. I'm down in with the rest of the plebs. And we go from there to London. And that was the flight. You know, it took like 2 days, and then we had to catch a train from London up into northern England, up into Yorkshire. But yeah, that was what a trip. And then I had to, you know, obviously you've got to come back at some point, and I'd had enough. It put me off international travel. But so that's one trip to London. You imagine someone like David Attenborough and like all these climate people, like his carbon footprint would be massive. Yep, he's done a lot for awareness of animals and stuff, conservation, animals. He's an advocate, but he's a multi-millionaire and his carbon footprint is massive. Okay? He's been all over the fucking world multiple times, many times, for decades. His carbon footprint is massive, and he's telling other people to, pull back and watch their carbon footprint, Meanwhile, he's got probably one of the biggest carbon footprints out of anybody. And everyone's up in arms about Prince Harry flying a private jet. Now, if I was a prince, I'd fly fucking 2 private jets. One for me and one for the fucking luggage. Fuck it. Seriously. People want to care too much about what other people are doing. That's the problem. But yeah, put me off international travel. It's the flying, man. Maybe there's a better way. I'd probably take if there was like a fucking airship, a blimp, I'd probably take one of those. A bit more chilled, But yeah, catch you later, guys. Safe travels.